Welcome to Spill the Tea about weddings. Hi, I'm Teresa.
Hi, I'm Sheila. Hello, welcome to Spill the Tea podcast with Teresa and Sheila. Hi, I'm Sheila. I am the owner of Finest Details in Goldsboro, North Carolina. I am a wedding planner, florist, and event decor.
Hi there, I'm Teresa, owner of the English Country Barn, a beautiful wedding venue in Magnolia, North Carolina. Hi Sheila, how are you today?
I'm doing good. And guess what? I brought sweet tea this time.
You and your sweet tea. It is gross. Absolutely pure proper tea.
And I love your proper tea. Cheers.
Cheers.
And we have not got you on Southern sweet tea
No,
yet.
and you never will.
Oh, what about with no sugar?
No.
Oh, you're so well disciplined.
If I'm
Obviously,
having a
not.
cold drink, it's water or gin. I'm telling you, not that disciplined at all. But yeah, no, give me a proper cup of tea any day. So.
I do love sweet. And honestly, when we moved to North Carolina, I don't think any of us were tea drinkers. And now I'm a very big tea drinker.
Mm-hmm.
And even all the friends in my life, when they come over, they open that fridge looking for the sweet tea. So,
Nasty.
love sweet tea.
So it's funny because Ian doesn't drink tea at all. He makes the best cup of tea ever. So when he's away on business, I look forward to him coming home mostly because I'm going to get a decent cup of tea.
Oh, so he makes your
He
tea.
does, isn't that
That's
kind? You see, that's
nice.
called true love after all these years.
Way to go,
Yeah.
Ian. Yeah. So I'll have to check that next time I
Yeah,
go over to the house.
Exactly. Have him make
wait
you
for
an
my
eeny cup of tea.
Oh.
He normally does it if he's in trouble, actually.
Which I like. I like English tea. I like sweet tea. I mean, so I like herbal tea. So I am a tea girl.
Yeah.
So today, you have a subject you want to talk about.
I do. So I was actually mindlessly scrolling while I was walking the dogs the other day, and I discovered this concept that has sort of taken off and blown up and is fooling our couples into making what I personally consider to be a very unwise decision. And so it's not particularly a new concept in so much as we all know that there are apps online and there are sites online that will help you plan your wedding. However, this is taking it to the next level where supposed planners are virtually planning your wedding for you. And then on wedding day, they are just an email away if you need any help. But they're charging a lot less. And I can understand why couples are falling for this marketing ploy, because they think plan your wedding in one easy step, do this online wedding planning, and then they get to the month before and it's basically, okay, we've planned it for you, you're on your own, now what are you going to do? And these poor couples are left high and dry, and nobody's told them how to get down the aisle, nobody's showing up to do rehearsal with them, nobody is there to make sure vendors have shown up on time. And if it all goes to hell in a handbasket, they've got to text somebody to get help. And whilst I can understand, and there are obviously good sides to having a virtual assistant, to get the idea of the timelines, you know, when you want to send your save the dates, when you want to book your vendors, when you want to do all those things, which obviously big corporations like the Knot and Wedding Wire offer those services, you know, on their online package. I feel that there's a gap that couples are not seeing until it's way, way too late, that they then don't understand that they don't have a wedding coordinator, or otherwise they're ending up thinking at the beginning, oh great, we're saving all this money because we can have a virtual assistant, and then they're going to end up spending extra because they've got to have a 30, 60 day out coordinator who's going to pick up all the pieces and tell them all the mistakes they've made.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
I have so many opinions on this. I'm like, where do I start? So number one, a virtual assistant is a great thing. Sometimes I thought, well, that'd be great on my end, being in small business. That is not for a wedding, like absolutely not. So let's talk about different things that I offer. So sometimes mine will come in and I'm the planner and coordinator. So I have a planning package and I have a planning plus coordination package. And the planning is have it all. It's everything head to toe. And then, of course, coordination starts, well, for me, it says 60, but 90 days before your wedding. There's so much that has to be done from after you say, yes, and you announce your engagement. There's so many things that has to be done. Number one, you've got to find a photographer. You have to do your engagement photos. You have to do your save the date. And then you have to, you can't do your save the date till you have your venue. I mean, like, there's so many things that need to be done. And yes, there is a lot of online resources that says here's A to Z. But I guarantee you, if you could take 10 of us planners to put us side by side, and our A to Z would each be in a different order. Like, that, honestly, I mean, we'll probably all have similar to the same things, let's hope, but what we find is most important for success and planning is going to very much come in a different order. And, I have never seen on ABC Knot, on the Knot, do you have your ABC permit? Have you booked a manicure, pedicure? Have you got your ring size? Like, those kinds of things which are detailed are not on the Knot. They're not on the Wire. And a virtual assistant isn't going to be able to give you that detailed one-on-one. Like, if you have a question, have you ever gone online and you asked ChatGPT? They never give you like the full detail.
But these are not actual AI assistants. These are actual human beings who are then saying, I'm not going to charge you $2,000 to be your planner. I'm going to charge you $400.
But
then what they don't understand is that they
it's like a
are.
Form.
It's basically, so I do like a wedding planning booklet for my couples as reminders of, have you got this sorted out? Have you thought about a rain plan? Have you thought about your ABC permit? Have you thought about who is making the decision while you're getting your hair and makeup done? All of the things that I think that they should think about. I'm not planning it for them. I'm not making the answers for them. I'm not the one having those discussions. It's literally just, I guess I could charge $400 for it because I could just, just turn around and say, well, this is your assistant.
There's so much more than a list that you're getting off of a website. Because, I mean, I have couples reach out and say, I really can't decide between a tie and a bow tie. What do you think is going to look best? Well, what color is our suit going to be? I had a couple come in and you're like, oh, I'd really like to have this color suit. And I'm like, oh, I'd really say get a really nice rich cognac shoe. There's a personalized touch that you get having someone that's there and available for all your needs. Because if they're doing a really good, great discount rate to do it virtually, are they going to be available by email and text when you need them? Can you pick up a phone call? And if you do, are there additional fees for that?
Well, I think more importantly, it's not just about the getting from saying yes to the month before your wedding. It's literally that month before your wedding when all hell breaks loose and you've got to have a million balls up in the air juggling. And they're then saying, well, email me if you've got any questions. Well, sometimes you need those answers quicker than an email. I mean, I sent out 3 emails yesterday and I not to that, but 3 emails to the wedding industry. I got those responses this morning. Well, if you need to make decisions, you can't wait that amount of time.
Can't wait that long.
And the thing is, what happens on wedding day if the cake lady doesn't show up at 12 o'clock?
We haven't even got to the wedding day yet.
No, exactly.
And that's where I'm at with having the availability to pick up the phone and say, I need advice on this. I need advice on that. How is this wording on my invitation? I mean, there's so many questions that I get. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, but I tell them, I'm here for you. A to Z for your wedding. If I can give you any advice. I think that these virtual assistants are doing that side of things. You think they are?
I think that they are. From what I can gather with the research that I've looked at, probably not to the same standard that you would get an in-person planner. And I don't say that there's no place in the industry for them. But what I'm saying is that if couples think they're saving money by booking them, and then they end up getting in a panic a 60-day out coordinator because they're in a panic, they're going to end up spending more money.
To give you an example, on Friday, I probably had 22 texts with just one person. And then on Saturday, spoke with the mother, spoke with the caterer, spoke with the transportation company. I just find it hard to believe if they're giving you this really good deal to do 10% of the work that you're going to have that kind of somebody to be able to help you get all that organized. And that's another example. Like with the transportation company, I'm making signs for the bar, schedule for him, schedule for the hotel.
Oh, I don't think they're going to make anything for you. I think they're going to literally tell you to make them.
Right.
But don't forget, you've got to make a sign that says what's going to be in your cocktails. So I think that, as I say, I understand that there's a place for them at the beginning of wedding planning, talking about where you need to be, what you need to consider, the things that you need to think about, but they're not doing it for you.
Right.
And then I just feel
and are they following up with you to remind you?
I've no idea.
Because that's very important.
But I also just feel that for me, it's the cautionary tale that couples think they're going to save money in their budget by not having a planner or coordinator. And then a month out, suddenly they realize this person's not coming to the wedding. And then they need a coordinator. So, for example, at our venue, it is mandatory that they have a day of coordinator at the very least.
Do now. Yeah.
And actually, we don't really want day of coordinators because that's a whole different kettle of fish, and it's not my thing. So essentially most of the coordinators that we would recommend or event managers are 30 or 60 days out. So suddenly these couples are realizing, crikey, my venue said I have to have somebody on site and this person doesn't do that. So now I'm going to phone up a half a dozen coordinators who is available, because obviously, particularly if it's peak season,
if it's short notice,
then they're not going to be available. And then if they are available, are they going to charge an emergency fee because suddenly they've got to pick up all the pieces? So that's additional work. So our couples are not going to save any money, even if at the very beginning they've seen, oh, this is only $400. I'll do that.
Yeah,
it's not a good investment of $400.
And I feel like if it's a $400-600 package and they're helping you get started, they're not going to be that person giving their advice on attire tips or my couples will, even if we've got two different photographers, we talk about pros and cons and styles and pricing and how long they're going to be there and what extras they offer. That support is not going to be coming off of a virtual
Well, and the other
assistant
thing
for
is we
$400.
also insist that our couples bring their planner to a 45-day out meeting.
Right.
And what am I going to carry a computer around with me to have a conversation with this person who might be in Chicago?
Right.
Because they think that they can do multiple weddings all on the same day. I just think that the marketing has been impressive. What I've seen for marketing, and I just wish that couples would listen and take a cautionary tale that it's a bad use of their money.
So I know that not all couples can afford to budget to have a full service planner, but where most venues do require a coordinator, I'm not going to say day of, but a coordinator, but maybe they do need a little more help in the beginning, that just pulling up a wedding to-do list online is not giving them confidence that this is everything they need for their wedding, right? I offer a small package, which is by the hour, that they can bring in everything they've got done. I'll check it through, get them set up on a path, set up on a plan, and they don't have to commit to anything outside of that. This is even if I'm not their coordinator. It's just somebody that can look over and say, yes, you're on track. Yes, you're on time. And if you need help 2 months from now, you can call and set an appointment. That is going to give you way more value to have somebody that can sit face to face with you and help you understand budgeting, time goals, getting everything organized and being available in the future than a small package of somebody that really doesn't have a whole lot of commitment to you because they're not there on your wedding day.
No, they don't really
They're
care
there to
whether
get
it
you
goes
started, and they're not going to be there for the advice that you need. And so, and I totally get everybody cannot have a planner for their wedding budget-wise, but make sure that you get a very good quality coordinator, because that coordinator, if they're organized, they're experienced, and they already have that plan set up, when you start 30, 60, 90 days, whatever your package is. And that makes a difference in price of coordinators if it's a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day package. But, get a very good quality coordinator that can come in and get you on track, like super quick. And they're not going to be there to help you pick out a tire or pick out colors or help with the decor, because those decisions should have already been made. But they can help manage your day. It absolutely, for your rehearsal, the day of your wedding, I think the whole month of, you need that support of somebody reminding you, like the ABC permit. You can't do that the week of the wedding. Well, I guess you could, technically, maybe through Tuesday. But you need somebody that is making sure that everything is taken care of, and somebody has to be on there doing that rehearsal. Do you know how many times I've had people say, "Oh, we're not going to do a rehearsal"? It's like, pass out. Like, no, you have to have a rehearsal. And so they don't know because they have not been in it before. So I'm just, giving you that advice. You really need somebody to help direct you, you'll spend less money having good guidance than you will buying everything at the last minute, overbuying or panic buying, because you don't know what you need. It's pretty much that simple.
Well, I do think that it's one of those things, isn't it, that, somebody with your years of experience can talk to that experience and say, so one of the classic things that I see week after week after week is couples will bring 100 sparklers because they've got 100 guests. I can't tell you how many hundreds of sparklers I've got left in my closet that if anybody wants, just let me know and you can use my sparklers. Don't buy any. Because nobody has guided them and said, listen, by the end of your wedding, you don't want that many. But the other thing is, from a safety perspective, you don't want 100 sparklers going off at the same time, because it's dangerous. If they haven't had a planner with that guidance and with those years of experience of having seen lawns set alight and seen hair set alight because somebody's been drinking too much, or they haven't seen the bride be completely blown away by the fact that at the end of their wedding night there's 20 people left.
Right.
And those, and I know they don't always believe you, but those things are true, they do happen. But if they have somebody who has got experience even 90 days out, because most people are not buying their sparklers a year out.
Right, yeah.
Those months before, oh crap, I forgot sparklers. But you can speak to that, whereas somebody who's just a virtual assistant probably doesn't even consider whether they're buying sparklers or not. Probably haven't even thought about if they're having a bubble exit. Also, I've got about 15 gallons of bubbles at my place. Please don't buy any more bubbles and leave them. Just use my bubbles. I've got, honestly, 15 gallons of stuff. Because again, everybody overestimates what they need, and cups. I can't tell you how many thousands.
Oh, I've left extra cups for you.
Yeah, don't.
Oh, they'll need these.
We have so many. Because again, everybody thinks, oh, well, I've got 100 guests and they're all going to have 6 drinks each. So I need 600 cups. You don't. You don't need 600 cups. It's ridiculous. So a planner is going to guide them and say, Teresa doesn't want any more.
Well, and one of the things, I love anything high tech. My refrigerator has a built-in speaker. I can walk in and tell her what music to play. I'm very high tech. But when it comes to very personal events, you need a personal experience. Because there's going to be questions, and what if you're talking about budgets or how much things should cost with a virtual stranger on the phone versus somebody that you can build a relationship with and you trust and then ask them anything.
Well, even particularly if you consider, if this virtual assistant is in, I don't know, Los Angeles, for example, what they might think is a reasonable price to pay. So you might phone up and say, hey, I found a photographer $6,000. Well, in North Carolina, that's actually probably fairly close to the top end of the mid-range. In Los Angeles, you'd think, it's a pirate.
Yeah,
They've
what
been
are you getting them for, an hour?
Exactly. So I'd feel that somebody who is hands-on in the area where you are actually having your wedding is also really important, because they are in touch with the vendors in the area. They're in touch with what the budgets are likely to be in the area. They're in touch with the good, the bad, the ugly of the whole aspect. They know about weather patterns. You know, all of those things are really important as well. And I think that a virtual assistant who is probably conducting 15 weddings at $400 each on the same day has no clue.
Is it saying $400 each?
I'm seeing $400. And that, but
Well,
it's $400. It's a bit like buying a photographer for $1,000. You may as well put your money up in the air and burn it, because you're not going to get good quality.
No, and quality is really important. When you're investing $30, $40, $50, $75, $85,000 in your wedding, you want that personalized service that's going to make sure that you're spending it to the best place, that you've got good quality vendors. Because if you're at the stage of picking vendors and you have a virtual planner, if they don't even live in the state you live in, they don't know who they are. When I'm talking to them about a DJ or a photographer, I probably not, if I'm recommending them, I know them. And if I don't know them, I'll do some research, check out reviews, look at their social media, see how long they've been in business, what type of, and it's risky already just depending on somebody's social media and hiring them off of a presence that, you don't know for sure if all of that is their work. Imagine having somebody that doesn't even know your area, know your vendors, guiding you on how to make the best decision.
And if you're spending $400, it's probably because you're budget conscious, which then means that you want somebody who's going to guide you to get the best value for money from all of your vendors, and not just say, oh, well, here's a list of photographers in your area, so choose one of those.
Yeah.
So I just think the marketing has been very clever with these virtual assistants, and it's not necessarily going to save you money that you think you're going to save.
No, because by the time you hire a coordinator, and like I said, all the extra or over purchasing or things you forgot and last minute express shipping fees, no. I do feel like your wedding deserves personalized attention.
Yes. And if you're really on that much of a budget, then perhaps you should be rethinking your wedding anyway. So,
and there is great online resources. Now, I offer, like I said, packages to help people that can't or don't have in a budget for a full planner. But if not, there is a lot of online resources. Now, I still talk smack because I'm like, well, they're not giving the attention that I'm giving to it, or I'm not, I'm available when they text me, I answer, I give them my honest advice, I'm helping them with all decisions. You don't get that from an online list. But if you don't have a planner, there are good resources to at least get you started. Just the most important thing is quality coordinator. And, make sure that it's not their first, second, or 10th, and that they've got experience, they've got good reviews. And when you talk to somebody, if they know what they're talking about. And if they're not asking you the right questions.
And I think one of the questions that couples should be asking coordinators is, what will you do if, and then giving them a dramatic example of what will you do if the cake lady doesn't show up. Because if they don't have an on-the-spot answer and they know how they would handle that, then how much experience do they actually have of the things that happen? And the reality is, in almost all weddings, something happens. And the couple probably never know about it, but something happened.
We hope they don't.
How did the coordinator deal with that situation? And they should have an immediate answer of what they would then do. My answer is, I just send Ian. So
I'd say, Google the nearest bakery or grocery store with a cake, because you're going to make it happen. Well, I think it's good. We've talked about, I would say no. I think
I would say that they have their place at the beginning, but don't think that they have their place to save you money, because you won't be.
No, I totally agree with that. All right, well, off to the next subject.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much for watching our podcast today. We are on Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Bye.
See you next time.